What you wear on your finger on your wedding night might not be worth much at all. The diamonds that sell for $4,000 a carat today aren't as rare as you might think. Tons of them are stored underground, deliberately hoarded by a single company to make you pay more. This is the story of the biggest cartel in history and how they created value out of nothing. In 1867, in South Africa, a farmer found a small stone by a river. It weighed 22 carats. Its value today? Over $1 million. This discovery set the world ablaze. People flocked from America and Europe to dig and search. Until then, diamonds had been found only in India and Brazil, and in such small quantities that even kings couldn't find them. But the picture changed abruptly. Beneath the Kimberley region lay tons of diamonds, trapped in a blue rock they called kimberlite. Suddenly the price plummeted from $500 a carat to 10 cents. Diamonds were no longer rare. They were commonplace. And that's when a 17-year-old named Cecil Rhodes came into play. Rhodes wasn't remarkable. He wasn't rich, but he had one obsession: to become part of the British upper class. He started by buying a water pump, which he rented out to the mines when they flooded. From this shrewd move, he amassed a fortune and began buying mine after mine until he owned the largest stake in a plantation called De Beers. But Rhodes realized something dangerous. There was no point in controlling the mines if diamonds were cheap. The solution? He had to control the quantity that reached the market. He had to convince the world that diamonds were rare. He allied himself with Nathan Rothschild, the most powerful financier in the world at the time, and used his influence in Parliament to crush his rivals one by one. Those who weren't bought were shut down by law. By the age of 35, Cecil Rhodes controlled 90% of the world's diamond production. After Rhodes came Ernest Oppenheimer, who founded what he called the Central Selling Organization, CSO. The idea was simple, yet terrifyingly ingenious. Anyone mining diamonds in Africa was obligated to sell them exclusively to this organization. It determined the quantity. It set the price. And whoever disobeyed faced a special army. Thus, the largest cartel in history was born. But they had one problem. Their stockpiles were growing faster than they were selling. Diamonds are a luxury, and people don't need them. How do you get people to buy something they don't need at an exorbitant price? In 1930, after the Great Depression, diamond sales in America plummeted from $83 million to $5 million. Oppenheimer sent his son to America with one mission: to make diamonds a necessity, not a luxury. They hired an advertising agency and launched the biggest marketing campaign in history. Diamonds entered movies, radio, and schools, where teachers talked to students about engagement rings. Marilyn Monroe's famous song, "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend," was part of the campaign. And then came the cleverest slogan in marketing history: "A diamond is forever." But why forever, specifically? Because they didn't want you to sell your ring. If you did, the market would be flooded with second-hand diamonds, and prices would crash. Then they invented the 2-month salary rule. You had to spend 2 months' salary on an engagement ring. The poor spend 2 months' salary. The rich spend 2 months' salary. In both cases, the company made the maximum profit from every customer. The result? In 1939, 10% of brides received a diamond ring. By 1990, that figure had risen to 80%. Today, De Beers no longer holds a monopoly. Mines in Russia, Canada, and Australia have broken the monopoly, but the illusion persists. People still buy diamonds because they are a symbol of eternal love, and the price still reflects an artificial, not a real scarcity. The De Beers story isn't just about diamonds. It's a lesson that value isn't something you find, but something you create in people's minds.